Alright, here we go. XEI here. Gonna be doing a Let's Play of Dragon Age Origins. This is gonna be my first Let's Play. I've always wanted to do Let's Plays in general, but Dragon Age in particular, maybe about 2 years ago, I finally picked up this game when I was starting to kind of get back into gaming after a hiatus, and I always wanted to make it this game that I did a Let's Play for. So I'm going to be pretty green when it comes to Let's Plays in general. I hope that I come up with a way of doing this that is entertaining to folks who are joining along for the ride. And in general, I'm going to be noobish. I'm going to be noobish while playing the game. I'm going to be learning the game as I go. I'm going to be going very slow here. For all intents and purposes, it can be assumed that I'm doing this blind. I think I turned it on 2 years ago to check out the mechanics and whatnot. But I was playing on a big screen, and the text was very small and hard to read from across the room. So I got a new setup now. 2 years later, reinstalled the game, and this is Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition. And yeah, let's just get started. I'm going to assume this is from the DLC stuff from Ultimate. I'm just going to load up Origins here. And so is the golden city blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Canticle of Threnodies. Did I pronounce that right? Threnodies?
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven. But instead, they destroyed it.
Like actual heaven? Fantasy heaven?
They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn.
So mages become the monsters in this world. That's awesome. Or the Darkspawn. Cool.
They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall.
It's always the dwarves.
And from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
They're always the first line of defense, these guys. Hardy bastards. Is that a golem? Oh, sweet.
Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens
that looks pretty good for 2009 when this came out.
The tide of darkness.
I think it shows it's 2009, but that looks good. That looks, wow. Yes, dwarf jumping off cliff with axe, staple, required in all fantasy genres. Oh. That's great. Wow.
It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long.
Snap.
Be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes.
So this is the narrator.
Lies on the horizon.
Badass dude.
Maker, help us all.
All right. What are we going? What's going on? What's going on? There we go. Character generation. So, quick little word there. So, I will be commenting over top cinematics and such. If you want to watch clean cinematics, I'm fairly certain a quick little YouTube search will get you all the clean cinematics. But this Let's Play is, you know, I generally comment my way through movies if I'm sitting and watching with friends. So that's probably going to happen on this playthrough during cinematics. As I work through, you know, what I'm watching, and just, you know, so that I can create I don't want dead air to be filling this Let's Play, you know. So I'll find ways to just say stuff along the way so that this is entertaining, and I think this will be a good place to start with how I might fill some of the time with comments and some thoughts about how I approach character generation in fantasy games. I always start with, oh, so this is cool. So the background you select determines. Oh, I see. Every rate or every beginning has a different start. That's cool. I always start with an elf, always male elf, and then something as close to an archer ranger sort of thing as possible. So I got a warrior, magi, and rogue. I'm going to assume, of course, it's the warrior that's going to build the closest thing that I want. I always start with this character called Xandre, and I made this character maybe 15, 20 years ago, maybe a little. Does that age me? For a Dungeons & Dragons campaign, it was a world I was creating with some friends. It was this frozen world. Imagine something like Dungeons & Dragons, Dark Sun or Dune or something. But the world was frozen over after an apocalypse, and so there were these the elves mutated into these versions of elves called snow elves, and so this character that I created for this one game was called Xandre, and he was a snow elf who started as a scout kind of archer ranger sort of thing, but he honored the nobility of society and the nobility of the elven society in this world that I was creating. They were the original blooded elves, the stock elves, the Seelie elves, you know. And so he really wanted to preserve history and preserve the bloodline, and he believed in. He just believes in society, and he believes in rank. He believes it's there for a reason, but he doesn't believe in things like slavery. He'll choose the freedom of people over the rules of society any day. So there's that. So what's this background? So Dalish elf, proud of your role as one of the few true elves. You have always assumed you would spend your life with your tribe until a chance encounter with a relic of your people's past threatens to tear you away from everything you have ever known. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit off of the original Xandre idea, but that still stays true. Let me see this next one, and I'll explain to you in a second how I have this idea of the multiverse Xandre. So I got City Elf. You have always lived under the heavy thumb of your human overlords. Yeah, no good. He's not going to live in slavery or in some plebeian society. So, but when a local lord claiming his privilege with the bride shatters your wedding day, the shimmering racial tensions explode in a rain of vengeance. That sounds like an awesome beginning, though. But I don't want to play an angry elf that's got to deal with some human racism. So I'm going to stick with the Dalish. That seems like the closest thing to the kind of story I want to inspire behind this character and the reactions of other characters.
Greetings.
And so the idea of Xandre and this multiverse idea is that every RPG I play has a Xandre. I've always played a Xandre in all my games, and the idea is that there is no true Xandre. All these Xandres exist. They're just part of an XCI multiverse, you know, and and so it always gives me the core values to start with when I'm playing any RPG game, and it helps me determine answers to like direction and plot and direction and character advancement by just having that concept already in mind. That this idea of I don't want to say the core Xandre, but the very first Xandre I ever created is the basis for all Xandres that have come after him. So that's what I'm going to start with. So as a snow elf, very pale, The first drawing I ever did of Xandre in the late 90s was he did have a tattoo on his face, and it was simple though. So the simplest one I got is probably this one. So we're gonna go with this, and it was very subtle. It wasn't something that was overt. So let's get a skin tone thing. There we go. What's this? An intensity. Is that like, does it? There we go. Blends it. Great. There we go. So hair. Okay, snow elves have white hair. So, oh, this is the hair type. Okay, he had long hair, and I drew him with these braids at the front. I already saw. So this is the closest one. Hair is long and... Wait, where did he go? I thought I had braids put on. There we go. Wait. There we go. So braids. At the front, that's great. Now I want to get white hair. Oh, sweet. So there is white hair. Okay, eyebrows. Let's do fairly average eyebrows. Is that a no eyebrows elf? That's crazy. All right, so there we go. Nice and slick, and eyebrow color white. And let's move on. I wish he was a little paler, but the eyes look okay. I'm always, one wrong move with eyes, and you're gonna have to deal with that for the rest of the game. So I'm always a little bit worried about messing with eyes. You know what? I'm gonna keep that average color. I want crystal blue or white blue. Is that the closest blue? Is that gray or green? That's fine. Eye color. What is this? Brow depth. Oh, that I see. So it's up here. Pretty slick. There we go. Just like a straight brow. Nothing crazy. And then height. No, I want like a low brow, kind of determined. He's a thinker. He's very analytic. Xandre doesn't express himself very well. He's usually straight-faced, very contemplative, very reserved kind of fellow, and so yeah, I want to try to capture that with this elf as well. I want a straight angular nose. This is the closest one, so we're going to stay here. Nose size, just a little bit. Is that size is in width or in length? Here we go. That's fine. Something sharpish, not so eagle-ish, but sharp. And then we have depth. What's the depth? Oh, I see. That's fine actually. Nostril width. I'm gonna thicken it out a little bit. There we go. Bridge depth. I'm guessing. I see. No, I've always done him with a straight ridge. He's got a very edgy, like angles to his features. He's very angly. Is that a word? He's very angular. His facial features are very angular. There we go. I'll work my way through the words. I got time. Who's in a rush? Okay, let's keep it that way, and then tip depth. Let's keep it like that. That's good nose. I don't know why I'm so focused on the nose, to be honest. Let's just move on. Okay, so he's kind of... I want it a little bit... No, that just looks sad. No, that's fine right there. Lip size. No, he's got like thin lips. So it kind of gets across that pensive look. The pensive, is that a word, or am I mashing up different languages? The phonetics of different language. I'm just saying crap now. I don't think any of that just made sense. Whatever I was talking about. Overbite. No. He's gonna have just a straight face. Oh, his chin. I need to get his chin out. Oh, that's down there. Good. So what am I doing? Cheekbone depth. I don't know. That's, I guess, some angular. That's good. Width. He's kind of bulky. He's a little bit hardier than the normal elf, the Xandre. He's not the prototypical or the archetypical slender, fragile elf. He's got some brawn to him. He's not raised in the wild, but he grew up in the wilds, lived off the land for most of his life before he joined that noble city, and before he's kind of found his place and his calling in life to kind of preserve heritage and culture and respect leadership, entitled leadership, like leadership that deserves it, not leadership that demands it. Which I have already gotten the sense that the humans on this world are a bunch of jackasses to the elves. The cheekbones are a little weird there. I don't know what's going on right here. This is a strange, very strange bone going on here, and there it is. I don't know what caused it, but I don't like it. Okay, you know what? That'll have to do. That'll have to do. Maybe if I could get the chin. The chin, where would it be? The depth? Yeah, a little more pointy. So you got a nice angle here. Determined angle about his face. There we go. Neck and ears. Ear height. Ear height. Let's go a little lower. Ear size. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, that's going to go through the hair, so that's fine. And then just tighten up the neck a little bit. He's still kind of lean. Spryish. He is primarily a scout. Primarily an advanced troop, like sniper archer sort of deal going on with his archetype, the background that I've given him. What is this? Oh, it's the portrait at the bottom. That's cool. All right, let's give him a nice powerful look. Shot from the bottom. And backgrounds. That's a nice icy background for the kind of his origin, his original origin. What should I call him? Like Xandre Prime, the one from 20 years ago. This is just another multiverse version. It's kind of like Marvel, they have their alternate universes and parallel timelines and whatnot, and that's what we got here. That one's fine. And then expression. This is great. Looks like oh my god, that looks what a maniac. Okay, no, he's not angry. That's kind of like a cocky, smug. That's kind of like a determined warrior, and that's just neutral. Like Xandre is a neutral voice, neutral face.
I have lost the spell.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Can I keep
my
clicking?
My weapon does nothing.
I can. So this goes back to was it Baldur's Gate, which I guess this is I just read today. This is a spiritual. This is considered the spiritual successor of Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights, and those games and Icewind Dale I'll add in there. They took up so much of my time. I loved those games, and to hear that this game is the spiritual successor makes me feel so like I'm excited. I'm excited about the game. If it's that level of RP going on in here, then hell yes.
My weapon isn't working.
Now, I thought Xandre would be this experienced one because he's got that determination angle to him, but this guy sounds like an asshole.
Till we meet again.
Oh, that was okay. That was okay.
Are you insane?
Well,
that didn't work.
That just sounds like right there. That just sounds like here's a dick. Okay, so
I have lost my concentration.
This weapon
Xandre
does
doesn't lose his shit like that too. This guy sounds a little bit nervous or a little bit reactive.
No, that won't work at all. I cannot cast it.
Like that's angry.
I'm sure.
Angry at yourself, like
I
that.
lost the spell. I need something new. Coming through.
Suave. Xandre's not really suave. He doesn't really do well in social exchanges. I mean, he does well enough. He just doesn't. He's not like a James Bondian elf,
Oh, my spell.
It's just average
my
charisma.
Weapon does nothing.
He's too determined to get close to people,
Goodbye.
This one's kind of... Wait, why does that say violent? This guy sounds like he sounds like the nicest of the bunch.
Don't be foolish. Oh, my spell. What does it take to kill these things?
Like, that sounds pretty normal.
Way.
And...
Goodbye.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice guy, actually. So wise. Let's do the wise.
I have lost the spell. I should do something else. I need by, please.
Okay.
Till we meet again.
Like, that one's pretty good. This is the most... This probably gonna be wise. That's the closest thing to what I would imagine Xandre sounding like. Just someone who's just... he's focused on... He's not going to blame anybody for anything. Sure? He's not going to get, some of these like seemed reactive, like they're either going hard on
Charmed.
themselves, like
Greetings.
that's just it. Like this one,
Oh, my spell!
this one sounds great, but like
greetings.
mystical sounds like
Lost my concentration.
he's just angry at himself, you know? Xandre would never do that.
How do you do?
He knows why he's lost his spell. He screwed up, and he's gonna move forward. He's just gonna move on.
Spell. This
Like
is
that's
not
just again
good.
upset at
Greetings.
himself, you know? Hold on, let's try this one again.
It is gone.
This one is just like it's matter of fact, you know? No, it is gone. He's
I should
just-
do something else.
Yeah, okay, so what am I doing? What's quick play? I don't want to do quick play. I need a tutorial. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, stats. Yes.